Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I was thinking I wanted to upload something, so I was like, why don't I upload a story time, and then when I thought of that, I was like, what should my story time be? And I was thinking maybe the most scariest, most awkward, most funniest, more saddest, everything. But then I thought the most cringiest, and I thought back to my first relationship. My first relationship, it was an interesting one. So my first relationship, it happened in 6th grade. It was towards the end of 6th grade. It was a month before going to summer break. And about 3 months prior, I knew this kid. I kind of knew him, mutual friends. And I saw him one day, like, sitting at a table lonely with all our friends. We had like 20 friends at this table. And I was like, let me talk to him, because he was really lonely and I felt bad. So I was like, okay, I like making friends. So I was like, introducing myself. We were talking. And like we became like acquaintances. We weren't really like friends, buddies like that. But we had a mutual friend. I'll call her Anna. So Anna, we both knew. And also my ex-best friend, we'll call him Joey. So Joey was my best friend since 1st grade. And the guy that I met, we'll call him Mike. We'll call him Mike. So Mike knew, me and Mike knew Anna. But it was kind of like, we kind of knew Joey too. Like, I knew Joey more than Mike did. But yeah, Joey was just really mean to Mike. Mike was just like a lonely kid, kind of. But he was really like ratchet. I don't know how to say it. But he was a nice kid. It's just that he had some interesting traits to him, which could make him seem like, easier to make fun of. So as I started kind of hanging out with Mike and Anna more after school and stuff, like in my mind I was like, what is this? Because I never had like a crush on anyone like that. So I was like, oh, I like this person. Like, all confused. And I just remember being like, is this normal? I was like, I could not like someone. Like, no way. In 6th grade, really. But then I was like, it's gonna pass. So 3 months from that realization later, and we're back into the month before, I remember I was with my friend Anna, and we're after school, we're talking, and then I was like, girl, I gotta tell you something, like whispering, and Mike was with us, and I was like, girl, guess what? And she was like, what, girl, what? And then I told her, I was like, I like Mike, I like him, like pointing at him, but like he was face behind, like he was in front of us, so we were back here, he was like walking forward, and we were just like following him for him to go home. All of a sudden, like, he turns around like really fast, and he's like, you like me? And I'm like frowning at me. I was like all nervous. Yeah. And looking all down. He's like, oh. And then he paused and he kind of like smirked, but he looked down and like confused. He was like, I like you too. I was like, oh. I was like, what? I was like, come again? And he's like, yeah, I like you. So, when I heard that, I was like, no one has ever liked me, because I still have that mentality as when I was younger. It's like, no one likes me, I'm ugly, kind of thing, so I was like, what the hell, he likes me? No way. And then I was just like, we were just like staring at each other, like looking down and stuff, and like I was like, what now? Like, literally, like, what now? And then he's like, I guess we're boyfriend and girl. He said, I guess. He's like, I guess we're boyfriend and girlfriend. And I just turned to Anna, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm just like freaking like squealing at her, like, oh my God, whatever that, like freaking out in front of him. And then Mike's just like, yeah. So then I was like, oh, okay, bye. And I gave him like a side hug, but I was like, and I was just like happy walking. I remember I was walking to, because I went to this after school program, and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, guess what? I have a freaking boyfriend and blah, blah, blah. I have taking it, like all that annoying stuff. I was like, oh my God, I have a boyfriend. And like, I was like all jittery. And it was someone that I actually like had feelings kind of for. It was like my first. So I was like, oh my God, But I never thought of anything more. And then the next day comes. And I remember walking to, we had like a spot in the morning to hang out, and everyone was just like, oh my god, you guys are dating, oh my god. And like he walked in later because he always showed up like at like 7:45 ish, like later. So they're like, oh my god, guys, kiss, and I was like, bro, we haven't even like held hands, like y'all really trying to make us do stuff we're not comfortable. Or like they're all like, oh my god, hug, kiss, blah blah blah. I was like, sweetie, it hasn't even been 24 hours. Like, sister, like, stop. So that whole month, like summer break, like it was awkward. We weren't really like talking, but we were still like together, and everyone's like, oh my god, you're like cute and stuff. And then like the last day of school rolls around. I remember I was just like pissed at him because I think something happened where it was stupid, but I guess he was like talking to another girl, and like I was just hella mad. I was like, okay, like I would curse at that time. I'd be like, F you, okay, I don't need you. And like I walked away from him, and like we never really like broke up. He never like broke up with me, I never broke up with him. So I still thought it as, oh, we're dating during the summer, even though we never saw each other during the summer. And then 7th grade rolls around, first day. I'm with my mom. I didn't know I was in a relationship at that time. So I'm just like, oh my god, where is he? First I was looking for Anna, and I was like, oh my god, girl, oh my god, haven't seen like in forever, you know, all that stuff. And then she was all like, my mom left, and then I was like, bye mom, you know. And then I walk up to Mike. I'm trying to remember my names for these people. To Mike, and he was just like, hi, like looking at me all weird. And I'm like, oh my god, we're still together, you know that? And he's like, oh, we are? And I was just like embarrassed, but I was like, it's okay. Should have been a warning sign, right? No. So I'm like, we're still together, blah blah blah. For that whole 7th grade, most of the 7th grade, I was happy with him. You know, he was not the affectionate type, and sometimes I get sad for that. And like towards the end, kind of like 8 months or 9 months together. We were together for 11 months, by the way. We're together for almost a year. That's probably my longest relationship. I know. But towards like the 8-month mark, no, probably like 6 months. Back in the day, there was something called Kik. It wasn't like text messages like Messenger or anything. It was Kik. So he had a tablet. I had a phone already. It was my first phone. And I was like, do you have like Kik? Oh no, he was like, do you have Kik? And I'm like, yeah, even though I didn't. I just downloaded it. So I was like, yeah, I do. And then I asked my friend Anna, and I was like, girl, guess what? Like, what's his Kik? And he was like, how do I say? Oh, he was absent that day that I was gonna ask him for his Kik. So I was like, girl, text him through Instagram or something. Not Instagram, through something. We had Instagram, me and Anna. So I would text her what I wanted her to say to him. It was weird. But I did that. We had Kik, and then like it wasn't awkward at all. It's just that, you know, it was all lovey-dovey. But again, I should have, you know, realized that he would only be nice to me on text message, but in real life, he wouldn't really want to talk to me. We'd see each other probably like 20 minutes a day because we didn't have lunch together or any classes. So I was just like seeing him before school or after school. And sometimes he would come late to school, or he would see a teacher after school, so he would have to stay. And I had the after school program, so I had to leave. So we wouldn't really see each other that much. But like at that point, I already like loved him. Like, I know it sounds stupid, like you can't fall in love, but I'm gonna tell you right now, and don't judge me, I felt like it was like an actual connection. And you know, I thought he felt it too, and I was so happy. And then May rolls around, and I'm like, it was weird. It was the weekend of Mother's Day, and it was on Friday. I remember on Friday, he had to pick up like his project or something, and I was walking him and stuff, and I was like, okay, bye. And the only thing we would like get to, we wouldn't even like, you know, or anything. No, it was always like on the cheek, or like apenas, barely like hold hands. Like he would be disgusted to hold my hand. I was like, what's wrong with my hand? Like, bro, like I would hate it because he's like, oh, it gets sweaty. I'm like, you don't think human contact, like skin to skin, will get sweaty, even if it's a little bit, like he would literally start nagging because my hand was sweaty. I was like, boy, your hand was sweaty when I touched it and I don't care. Like, it was stupid. So I was like, okay, whatever. So, you know, he was not at all affectionate. I remember I would text him every night, like, why are you affectionate, blah, blah, blah. And I would, like, try to force him to, like, show me affection. So, that Saturday we talked. And then Sunday morning comes around. It's Mother's Day. It was 7 a.m. I still remember well. It was 7 a.m. And I texted him, good morning, you know, good morning, babe, whatever. And I was just like, I noticed something different about you. And he's like, what? I'm like, you don't seem lovable at all. You seem like you're trying to distance yourself from me. Seems like you don't love me, or, you know, stuff like that. And then he was all like, can I tell, like, I was like, can you just tell me the truth? And I regret saying, I mean, I'm glad I said it, but at that time I regretted it because I was like, tell me the truth. And he told me the truth. He was like, I don't see you like that anymore. And I want to break up. Like, I'd rather be friends and I don't see you like that anymore. And I remember I was laying down in my bed, like face up, sobbing. Like, I couldn't breathe. And I couldn't, like, I was seeing blurry and I was just like sad. I just felt so sad. I felt like this darkness came over me and I felt like lonely and I felt abandoned. And it was weird. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, bye. He's like, oh, but we could still be friends. And I'm like, okay. And like, I just deleted the whole conversation. I think I still have a screenshot of like one of our conversations, and I'll put it like in the video. But yeah, so that's the text message. Those were like normal text messages he would send me. And like, I don't know, I just felt abandoned. And then that summer, we both had summer school together. It was like a summer program, so we hung out. I was still deeply in love with him. He didn't know that. And I would try to get like so close to him, try to like love him. And I remember when I went back to 8th grade, like, we even had the same class all of a sudden. And I was like, really? And I remember that whole year that I took to get over him, I was depressed. Like, I know it sounds stupid, like, oh, you don't know if you were depressed. I was depressed. Like, I could tell. Because just him, I just felt like everything else after that started crumbling. Like, my friendships, my family, like, it was just too much to handle. And I was like, what's going on in my life? Why is this happening to me? Why am I so sad? Why am I broken? And to this day, none of my relationships I feel loved. None of them have really worked out for me like that. Like, they were great. Some of them were great, some of them sucked, but some of them were great. And I just feel like in the end of the day, I learned a lesson from that first relationship. I learned that you need to really look at those warning signs. And if you don't feel something, you just have to let that person know before it got worse. And then, you know, just, you don't always have to hate your ex. Because, let me tell you something. My ex, Mike, we are still really close friends. And actually, you know what's funny? He's my boyfriend's friend. His name, actually, I'll say his name. It's not Mike. His name's Nico. We've been friends for 3 years. Almost 4. And I'm glad that we broke up because now we have a better friendship. Oh, and also, guess what? I turned him gay. So if you're watching this, I'm the one that turned you gay, bro. What we learned today is that not every relationship works, and you learn from it. And even though it's the most heartbreaking, painful thing you could experience, you'll grow from it. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to make a story time because I just felt like it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next one.